Hey everyone, welcome back to OC Outdoorsman. Well, I'm going to have to do a voiceover on this one because it turns out my pedal drive was making way too much noise. It was difficult to hear me speak. So essentially, it's around 6:46 a.m. at this point, and I'm on my way out to meet up with Quan, who is just outside the harbor making bait. He arrived maybe 30 minutes before I did. So I did bring my sabiki rod and reel, but unfortunately the sabiki broke off. And re-rigging the sabiki inside of this pole is no easy task. You need to be off the kayak to do something like that. So I'm going to have to jerry-rig something instead. So this is what I set up. I took a piece of 20-pound monofilament and tied 3 J-hooks using a drop shot knot for each one, and I tipped it off with a piece of squid tentacle to entice the fish. And at the bottom there is a 3/4 ounce torpedo sinker. In the mouth of the harbor. So the plan today is to fish a live bait and head straight out for rockfish. Now it's high tide right now, so low tide won't be here until 12:30 or so this afternoon. So after we limit out on rockfish, the plan is to head south towards the kelp beds. As you recall, this is a brand new fish finder, and I haven't marked any waypoints, so I'll be marking all the good spots for rockfish out there today, and then we'll head south. I need to find those kelp beds again. That's why we need to wait until low tide, because the kelp will be visible on the surface. Once I spot that, I'll mark those waypoints. So as you can see, got lots to do today, but that's the plan, to be productive. So even if we get skunked, if I don't catch a single fish, my goal is to find those kelp beds, because that tends to be the hot spot for sheephead. Coming out here on a Wednesday, got the whole ocean to ourselves. Yeah, it feels like this one just came off. Yeah, they're biting at 250 feet depth, so they're on the chew again. Another small rockfish. Another short, yep. A lot of shorties. It was pretty much wide open. The fish were biting like crazy, but unfortunately we were catching a lot of these croaker, which is why I sped up the footage here. Yeah, they just would not leave the squid alone, even in the deeper waters. Oh my gosh. Doubles, but 2 croakers. That was annoying. Hey, what's that in your face? Hey Quan, you're going the wrong way. It's this way. Oh, okay. Well, it's a little after 9 a.m. Man, it's like a lake out here. It's so calm, no wind, and thankfully the clouds came out and covered the sun, since I don't have my sunglasses today. Man, beautiful conditions. We're catching a lot of rockfish already, so really great day. And to give you a better idea of just how great a day it was, check out how calm the waters are. It's almost like we were on a lake. No swells, very little wind. Here I'm just panning around. You can see the coast of Corona del Mar in Newport Beach. Awesome day to be out fishing on the ocean. As you can probably tell, I'm a novice drone pilot, and here I'm just having it follow me along as I move towards Quan, who's just up ahead. Yeah, it was kind of nerve-wracking flying this drone over the ocean for the first time. I kept worrying that I was going to crash it right into the water, but fortunately, I managed to land it safely. We both fish from Old Town Kayaks. Quan's model is the Topwater 120 PDL, and of course you know mine is the Big Water 132 PDL. Quan has made quite a few upgrades to his kayak. He's got a nice Bixby motor on there along with an updated sailing rudder. Really nice setup. Alright, let's return to some gratuitous fish catching footage. So this is my first of several doubles today.
Oh, double.
Here I land a couple of decent reds.
Oh, double. Look at that. I think this has got to be the smallest rockfish I've ever caught. And I caught him on the hook of this. Look at this giant circle hook. Oh my gosh. And another croaker. Look at that bad boy. That's a nice ride. Easy keeper. I am burning up in this jacket. It's getting warm. Well, it looks like they took down the lifeguard towers, so we have no reference points on the beach. We're just gonna have to keep heading south until we find the kelp using our fish finders. Oh boy, this is gonna be more challenging than I thought. Unless it's low enough to where the kelp is on the surface. If we're lucky enough we can see it, then we can mark our waypoints that way.
Fortunately for us, the tide was low enough for us to find the kelp on the surface. And once we did, we were just catching sheephead left and right. For the most part, however, they were on the small side, so we released everything caught today. But I managed to mark the waypoints on my fish finder, so mission accomplished. This one was very close to being legal. He measured in right at 11 inches. So close. There's just so much marine life here at the kelp beds. You can see I land a Garibaldi here, which I quickly release, and then here's a first. I catch a moray eel. It's a smaller one, but definitely a first for me. These guys have super sharp teeth. I didn't really want to touch them because not only are they slimy, I didn't want to get bitten, but you can see he got really tangled up. I had the hardest time freeing him from the predicament that he was in. Look at that, he's just biting the line. Later he bit into my PDL drive, but in the end I managed to let him go. Here's a screenshot from my Strava app, and as you can see, we covered quite a bit of water, 13 miles in total, and we were there for right around 8 hours, but boy, it was a lot of fun. Well, thanks again for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up.